Good evening. My name is Brightops, and welcome back to Darkest Dungeon and the Drew Point Isle Estate. Now, for those of you who remember from last time, we have managed to cure Reynald of his kleptomania. Sirius Armor is finally dealing with his paranoia. We've sent Corin Brand to get cured of the creeping cough. And we've got a boss to fight. Our very first one, in fact. I decided to take the time before I started recording to decide out of those available who best to bring along for this expedition. And it's a good time to do it too, since looking at the rewards, the item for defeating our Necromancer apprentice is the Martyr's Seal, which is a very rare item, which causes, as you can no doubt read, when you are on death's door, you do 60% more damage, 14% crit, and you're more resistant to death blow, while also having more max health. Which, while being on death's door isn't great for most classes, for Sweet Treat the Flagellant, it is the wonderful state of being to be. But yes, for our party, which actually has a name of the Inferno Paradise, we are bringing Ritz Buns, Reynald, Miss Lana, and Cyclone. Now we just have to since this is going to be a somewhat longer mission, what with it being a medium in length, we're going to bring a bit extra food with us. Yes, I believe that will be a pretty solid supply run.
Mastery over life and death was chief among my early pursuits. I began in humility, but my ambition was limitless. Who could have divined the prophetic import of something as unremarkable as a twitch in the leg of a dead rat?
Ah yes, another fun thing about the bosses in our game. Whenever you go towards a boss, you will learn a bit more about the ancestor and his involvement in just how the state of affairs came to be.
A devil walks these halls. Only the mad or the desperate go in search of him.
Okay. Another fun fact about boss dungeons, this is universal for all of them. A boss will always be in the room furthest away from where you start. So in this case, our Necromancer is almost certainly hiding out here. At least this is universal for most dungeons. The bosses in the Crimson Courtyard, or just the Courtyard, are a bit different, and I'll explain why a bit late when I actually go into it. Alright. I'm pretty sure, yeah, that one was the one that's reduced protection. Now there's a reason I wanted to bring Reynald with us, and that's because Crusaders are naturally really good against the undead. It isn't written on their character, but it's actually mentioned that they are. It's one of those things that people have discovered, is that they do bonus damage against the unholy, such as these little bastards here. Likewise, the Occultist is actually gets a passive bonus against Eldritch creatures, which is good to know. And of course, we're taking advantage of Miss Lana's ability to more or less just buff the torchlights. That's going to help us not be as... That's going to help us not be as reliant on our torches. We're not going to be just eating them all, which is useful. I was hoping to do more damage with that, but it happens. And I forgot... I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. I completely forgot to... Oh.
Compassion is a rarity in the fever pitch of
I completely forgot to level up everyone's armor except for Reynolds.
Decimated.
Whoopsie-daisy. I will do that immediately after this job is done.
Ringing ears, blurred vision. The end approaches.
Hopefully this isn't going to come back and bite us.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter. Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Okay, that's enough out of you. Be nice to have a turn where he isn't shooting at us. It'll give us a chance to actually get some healing done. Oh, good. Well, at least the worst of it's out of the way.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Let's see. Yoink. Let's see, who's good at disarming traps? Well, Ritz. Who knew?
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
I will admit I am using a few more torches than what I would usually do, simply because, well, having some extra bag room is just useful.
A singular strike.
And we've got, not only do we have plenty of them to work with, but also... Damn, missed him. Yes, a little mechanic I haven't actually been making mention of is our little retreat from combat button up here. Effectively, at any time, we have the option of pulling out of combat. We can also choose to flee from battle. We can also not only just... Sorry.
Is struck.
Sorry, got my words mixed up there. But not so much flee from battle, but abandon the mission. However, and sometimes that's just what you need to do.
In concentration.
Sometimes you run into a situation where you just can't really do much in the way of dealing with it. And it's just better to cut your losses and run. It's not encouraged to do that though. Simply because, well, how do I put this? Fleeing from a mission will, admittedly, you'll give the people involved a degree of stress, but the main problem with it is basically all the money you spend on equipment and supplies and all that, you don't really get that back. It's very much a case of you'll get any treasure or any items you have with you, you'll still get money for, but unless you're packing a lot of... unless you've brought along a fair bit of rewards, unless you've gained a great deal of rewards and all that, you're not... Well, that sucked. That was a sucky one, but 'tis the luck of the draw. God damn. He doesn't even have dodge. How is he dodging all of this? He's just a lucky son of a bitch, isn't he? Alright, let's see if we can hit you. I just want to hit something, damn it.
Confidence
there we go.
surges as the enemy crumbles.
Just clearing some room so that she's a bit closer and we can actually start hitting her. And she did. Good to have her done.
This expedition at least promises success.
Okay, this is actually a fairly useful item, but unfortunately we haven't actually recruited the grave robber yet. So we will have to make do. At least for now.
Curious is the trap maker's art. His efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
Okay, so we've made it this far. I do intend to make camp at some point, but I'm gonna try and do that as close to the boss battle as possible. For benefit. But let's see, let's have a look at our journal. Blood-soaked pages torn from a journal. Page 5 of 6. The others are gone. They were victims of a malevolent transformation. Their scales had rotted to soft, vulnerable flesh, slowly suffocating without gills. The worst was their eyes, close set and forced to squint through fleshy slits. I shudder, recalling the horrific and unclean warmth of their blood as I rinsed my talons. I nearly retched. May death grant them soft mercy. Now, exactly how this came about, this situation came about, because we have gotten part 1 of that journal.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Oh look, spiders. Spiders are fun. See, this one's the one for dodge? Yep. Let's see who to... Start with you. You're as good as any.
Executed with impunity.
One dead. 2 dead.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
That's not surprising.
Dazed, reeling, about to break.
See, whenever you pull off something such as stun, for a round or two afterwards, the target will get a buff that makes them
wary.
resistant to it again.
Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
It doesn't necessarily mean that you won't. Let's have a look here. I'm not entirely sure if any items interact with the confession booth, but let's give it a shot. Treasure another item, which I plan to give to Reynald, just so that we can carry the thing. Another journal. Let's have a look here. Diary of Doraris, Highrumen. 2 of 6. Day 4. The road to this damned hamlet was a tricky one, both to find and to travel. When it revealed its ruined face, I swore I had never seen such neglect. Some buildings collapsed, and uncaring residents fidgeting uselessly. I went swiftly to the tavern. Others with similar interests had gathered there, and I was assembled into an expedition. We leave at first flight on the morrow. Okay. As much as I would love to have this thing, at the moment we don't have a grave robber, nor do we have the means of hiring one. So I'm going to take a bit more gold instead. Let's see. Okay, we'll give Bone Man we'll throw some stuns around to try and limit the damage that's coming our way. Alright, let's try and get some healing out and about for people. Damn, swing and a miss. Okay, he's dead. Well...
Unnerved,
okay.
unbalanced.
Okay, that may be kind of redundant, but he's not attacking us anymore. That's what matters.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
Okay. Another one bites the dust. Let's see, who did... Well, at least he's not causing any bleeds, which
How quickly the tide turns.
is good.
Injury and despondence set the stage for heroism or cowardice.
I do admit I am kind of disappointed that the whole... Because I remember in an earlier video I mentioned the idea for a corpse mechanic that, alas, turned out to not be a thing. I'm not 100% sure where I got the idea from, but it did seem like it would actually fit the setting rather nicely. very much a risk versus reward kind of deal.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Bit more treasure. Always nice. 'Cause treasure makes the world go round. Alright, at least 2 battles up ahead. Which isn't great, but we'll work through it. We're making good time. Let's see, we'll do with her. Because sometimes... in this case it's a buff. Although, to be fair, a 30 buff is... a 30 plus buff till we camp is still a pretty damn good one. I admit I was rather hoping for... that instead we would have gotten a heal.
A dizzying blow to body and brain.
Not good at all. God, just damn. That was annoying because this guy isn't that resistant to stun. The fact he managed to pull that off is frustrating, to say the least. Oh, that's not good. Don't you just hate when you try to fix a problem, but you just somehow make it worse? 'Cause that's what Cyclone just did there. Yay. Let's at least try and improve the situation a bit. Uh-oh.
Teetering on the brink, facing the abyss.
Oh, that's not a good start. Whoa! Okay, we did not need that. I know you're upset that he caused some bleed, but dear God, man. Oh, thank God. Well, if nothing else, we can at least get them off of Death's Door. Which is good, but could have been better.
And now, the true test. Hold fast, or expire.
Alright, let's... Okay, so he's not going to attack his allies again this round. That's always nice. There you go. Well, that worked out rather nicely. Saves me having to move him forward. And on the plus side, she's going to be dead next turn, so we can focus a bit on making sure our people don't die. Alright, who to... We'll go with him, why not?
The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Okay. We're gonna get rid of that. And unfortunately, we're gonna have to get rid of the journal as well. As much as I would have liked to have brought it along... Oh wait, before I forget, we need to actually get people organized. There we go. And we gained a map, which is nice. Though it's only revealed where the curios are. Curious. Uh-oh.
The twisted faces of the damned, piled high and cloaked in malice.
This is the Collector. The Collector is sort of a mini-boss that can randomly show up in hallways. This is not good. This is not good at all.
Precision and power.
Though I am kind of surprised he was surprised. Yes, what he does, as the name suggests, the Collector likes to bring friends to the party. Let's see, which one's for dodge? If we can kill him, his minions will die as well. But the tricky part is, of course, well, killing him. Because only one of our people can really attack him at... Because only Ritz can actually strike at him directly. Okay. I've got the sneaking suspicion we are going to have to make camp in the next room, just to try and deal with some of the stress. Because the stress is really starting to hurt us.
A momentary abatement. As life ebbs, terrible vistas of emptiness reveal themselves.
Okay, we need to try and limit some of the damage we're taking.
Victory.
Because it's getting rather nasty.
Perched at the very precipice of oblivion.
Don't need this, I really do not. One down. There's at least one less bastard throwing damage our way. Now you might be wondering why I chose her. Because she's still bleeding, bleeds can cause...
A hand's breadth from becoming unwound.
Whew. I am so thankful. I am very thankful that she didn't die for that one, but this is where group heals come in handy. It doesn't heal much, but it gets you off.
Bleed again.
But it gets you off of death's door. It can save you from dying. Alright. Okay, you're just getting annoying now. You're just doing that to be an asshole. Now the sad thing is, if we kill the... Oh, there it is. When he gets down enough, he just summons more in the way of friends. Yeah, we will definitely be setting up camp.
A predator is often blind to its own peril.
Thankfully, when he dies, he brings his toys, takes his toys with him.
Ghoulish horrors, brought low and driven into the mud.
And he gave us a very rare item. Baristus, I have no idea how to pronounce that name, his head. 25% protection, but 25% plus strength. Plus stress. Well, why not? We'll make, if nothing else, at least you'll be harder to do damage to. That's the best we can hope for. Okay. We're gonna have to set it up here. It can't take the gamble.
A moment of respite. A chance to steel oneself against the coming horrors.
Okay, what can we do? Oh yeah, this will for self only, which might actually be useful. Alright. We can do a heal, which will be helpful. Alright, we'll start with Zealous Speech. Oh, for the love of... Seriously?
Soothed. Sedated.
So what's that's done is it's healed pretty much everyone has been healed a bit. It's also removed a fair bit of stress, which is good. Let's see another stress one. And because we took Sanctuary, we're not going to be ambushed at night this time around, which is great. We've lowered everyone's stress a bit, which is...
The light. The promise of safety.
Which is all we can hope for. I feel annoyed that Richard's thing did not take, but them's the breaks sometimes.
Ancient traps lie in wait.
I would have,
unsprung and thirsting for blood.
if nothing else, we at least have a couple of buffs to help us through this. Oh. Oh, bugger. That's not good. That's not good at all. We're just gonna try and get support people back into position where they can get their whole healing thing going. But yes, our priority here is the madman. The madman needs to die. Just flat out. He is bad. He is a bad stress dealer. We also don't need her. Because she is not helpful in the slightest. If I had known how much we would be bled during the process of all this, I would have brought bandages. Oh no. Oh no, we did not need that on him. You little bastard. Because I'm not sure if we've seen it before, but horror causes stress every round. And considering just how high his is, that is not a good thing. I am not confident in his ability to not have a heart attack and die. Let's see, 3 stress per round for 4 rounds. He's dead. He is going to die. There's nothing we can do about it. Unless we manage to get a crit or something, or kill someone before. She's gone courageous, which is great.
Shines brightest against the backdrop of despair.
Wait. He had a heart attack, but he didn't die. I didn't know that was a thing. That is impressive. And now that we have someone who's courageous and actually, you know, actually trying to counteract our abusive Crusader, this is pretty good. Ah, come on. We seriously needed the help. I'm just saying. And I didn't need the additional bleed damage. Ugh. Just... come on, man. I need you to kill someone. I'm not asking for much. Ugh. Gain a second virtue. That...
Anger is power. Unleash it.
okay. I'll take it. I'm hoping that having 2 things will hopefully counterbalance the whole, you know, all of this. Cause I think we got lucky that Reynolds survived just one heart attack. I don't think he can survive a second one. Hallelujah! He killed something. Okay. We're just gonna pile on him because at this point we need him dead. Okay, he's gonna die. He is doomed to die. That is great. And we can still get some healing done before we encounter the actual final boss.
Death by inches.
Unfortunately, we don't actually have a highwayman in the party. But, yeah, we'll take it. Okay. Yeah. I thought so.
Gold, trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood.
We haven't actually run into any proper altercations with the shovel. Alright, we're going to be doing some see if we're going to just be using up some items because we're not going to need them. We're not going to need them from here on out. And we're going to just do some healing.
Towering, fierce, terrible. Nightmare-made material.
Let's see. And here's our first boss. As you can see, our neck... Oh! We managed to stun him! I'm actually impressed. Because he has a fairly high actual resistance to stun. Whoa! God damn, man! Calm your shit, Reinhold. Is it sad? It's sad that this is the second time this has happened, that he's just become an abusive prick and just started attacking everyone. Ah yes, and the Necromancer's little gimmick, or at least one of them, is that as he attacks people, he summons friends to help him. However, unlike the others, this guy is unholy and Edric, but he can be bled. He is vulnerable to bleed. I'm fairly certain, much like the Collector, our friend here also has basically the same kind of deal, in that if we kill him, the rest, his puppets will fall.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden. The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Yeah, the reason I wanted to bring Reinhold with us, particularly for this boss fight, is he's rather useful for trying to deal with basically all of this.
Begone, fiend!
My hope is that as long... my hope is that... Oh. Okay, I will admit I am a little surprised. I thought he had more stress-dealing damages than what he has, but... I'll take it. I'm willing to take it. Here's Cyclone. And he's become
Self-preservation
selfish.
is paramount, at any cost.
Unfortunate, but not a whole lot we can do about it. See, what is she... Oh, she's buffing their damage. Nice. Always, which is great in this sort of fight. It's kind of frustrating that most of the party's stress is coming from our Crusader. But... Oh boy. There it is. There's the stress damage I knew he could do. We are hopefully gonna have to kill him before he can do that again. Or at the very least, we can get a couple of crits in to... Alright, a couple of crits and kills in to try and lower his stress so that it wouldn't be fatal.
A decisive
There we go.
pummeling.
It's not much, but... It's not much, but as I said, as long as we can lower his stress enough that he won't immediately clutch at his chest and die if anyone uses a stress-causing ability, it's a win. It's also important we try and keep people off of Death's Door. Simply because that causes party-wide stress when that happens. And that would be bad. That, as we said, he's barely hanging on as is, and we got lucky that he survived a heart attack at all. Oh boy. Miss Lana got lucky there, but we're gonna have to just some
Momentary
healing to get
abatement.
just save us some trouble. And she's now completely out of the danger zone. Damn it. See, there's a couple of ways to deal with this fight. We could do what we're doing now and just sort of relying on Ritz to try and just basically kill him. You can have you can set up your party to actually target him further back. Alternatively, you could set up your party to actually just sort of mow through the mooks to keep him up front. And just sort of keep murdering his ass. I don't even care we got a bleed from that. It's a crit, it's a crit. Oh no, we did not need that. We did not need that at all.
A momentary abatement.
Not the worst thing you could have done. I mean, he didn't attack an ally. As long as he doesn't attack his allies, I'm happy. Or do anything that oh boy. No, 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 no.
Annihilated.
Well, she's off of it, which is good, but if anyone else gets on death's door, there's a very real chance we'll lose Reynold.
No living
Hallelujah.
thing to actuate them. Will these walking bones finally fail?
And
success so clearly in view.
And we are getting out of here while the going is good.
Trick of the light?
That was a close one. More times than I care to admit. Alright, what have we got from the pros and cons? Miss Lana became an Eldritch Slayer, which is good. It means she has an easier time hitting Eldritch monsters and actually critting them. And Cyclone is now bloodthirsty. He is fascinated with injury, wounds, and torture. Well, that's interesting.
A fresh irritant to some. A sanguine memory to me.
Yeah, this particular event's probably gonna keep popping up until we actually enter the courtyard for the first time. Let's see, any messages we should know about? They have disposed of the Necromancer. People have leveled up. Let's see, Corrin is cured of the creeping cough, and Serious Armor is no longer paranoid. Which is great. Reynold will he's just in there. We'll throw him in the church again. We'll also have Cyclone do some meditation, because I'm fairly certain that he doesn't have any bonuses from anywhere. Let's see, Corrin, you had a thing, didn't you? Ah, yes. Corrin's was... We'll be sending Corrin to the brothel to try and deal with the stress. Let's see, can we upgrade this thing? Yes, we can.
With enough ale, maybe they can be inured against the horrors below.
Let Ritz also have a chance to de-stress. Let's see, no, Miss Lana does not have a particular thing, but we'll let her do some serious drinking to deal with her problems. Now, did I use... yeah. No, it's still down by 1. We didn't actually gain any deeds on that one, so we can't actually hire anyone. Well, unfortunate, but... tis the bricks, after all. Let's see, any particular... I'm just having a quick look to see what upgrades we can do. We could upgrade the brothel again. And why not? We might as well.
Strong drink, a game of chance, and companionship. The rush of life.
We'll upgrade the brothel again, because it seems to be rather popular. And... yes, that appears to be it for this time around. Well, we'll have to get to explore one of the other expeditions soon enough, but until then, my name is Brightops, and I look forward to hearing from you.